Quaid Azam, Part 303. I beg your pardon. Quaid Azam, Part 403. Uh, I've been reading Appendix number 1 in Chapter 8, and it's a broadcast of June 1945, the Wavell Plan 1945, in which Wavell explains that after return from England, he conveys the message of HMG, His Majesty's government, that they plan to give independence to the country, but they also want to have a solution at the communal issues, and they want the political leaders to solve the communal issues, which they have failed to that end. He continues, I propose, with full support of His Majesty's government, to invite Indian leaders, both of central and provincial politics, to take counsel with me with a view to the formation of new executive council, more representative of the organized political opinion. The proposed new council would represent the main communities and would include equal proportion of the caste Hindus and Muslims. It would work if formed under the existing constitution, but it would be an entirely Indian council, except for the viceroy and the commander in chief, who would remain his position as a war member. It is also proposed that the portfolio of external affairs, which has hitherto been held by the viceroy, should be placed in the charge of an Indian member of the council, so far as the interests of the British India are concerned. So the external affair, foreign affair ministry would be handed over to the Indians. A further step proposed by His Majesty's government is the appointment of a British High Commissioner in India, as in the Dominions, to represent Great Britain's commercial and other such interests in India. The Council will work within the framework of the present Constitution. The main task of this new Executive Council would be: number one, to prosecute the war with Japan with the utmost energy till Japan is utterly defeated. Number two, to carry on the government of British India with all the manifold of tasks of post-war development in front of it until a new permanent constitution can be agreed upon and comes into force. And number three, to consider, when the members of the government think it possible, the means by which such government can be achieved. Such agreement can be achieved, I beg your pardon. I also hope that it will be possible for ministries to reassume office and again undertake the task of the government in provinces now administered under Section 93 of the Constitution Act, and that these ministries will be coalitions. If the meeting should unfortunately fail, we must carry on as at present until the parties are ready to come together. With the approval of His Majesty's government and after the consultation with my council, orders have been given for the immediate release of the members of the Working Committee of the Congress who are still in detention. I propose to leave the final decision about the others still under detention as the result of the 1942 disturbances to new central government, if formed, and to the provincial governments. Now I read Appendix number 2. The Muslim Legislators' Convention in 1946. Early in 1946, Early in April 1946, while the cabinet mission was in Delhi, Jinnah convened an All India Muslim Legislators' Convention attended by about 400 members of provincial and central legislatures. Addressing the convention, the League president said, "We are prepared to sacrifice anything and everything, but we shall not submit to any government formed without our consent. This convention is going to lay down once for all and unequivocal terms what we stand for. We stand unanimously for Pakistan. We shall fight and die for it. If necessary, achieve it we must. or we perish.